this person is coming for you and for me. So today he talks about the joy that will come when the Messiah comes to each of us. The wilderness and the dry land shall be glad. The desert shall rejoice and blossom like crocus. It shall bloom abundantly. It shall bloom abundantly and rejoice with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given to it, the majesty of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord, the majesty of our God. Strengthen the weak hands and make him the feeble knees. Make firm the feeble knees. Say to those who are of a fearful heart, be strong, do not fear. Here is your God. He will come with vengeance, with terrible recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf unstopped. And the lame shall leap like a deer, and the tongue of the speechless sing for joy. The waters shall break forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert. The burning sand shall become a pool, and the thirsty ground springs of water. The haunt of jackals shall become a swamp. The grass shall become reeds and rushes. A highway shall be there, and it shall be called the Holy Way. The unclean shall not travel on it, but shall be for God's people. No traveler, not even fool, shall go astray. No lion shall be there, nor shall any ravenous beast come upon it. They shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with singing everlasting joy, shall be upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing and sighing shall flee away. I ask God to bless this reading of his holy word. Sorry I didn't have my mic on earlier. I think you could hear me though. Let's pray. God, we give you thanks that we've come here today. Open our hearts and our minds. Come through to our souls and refresh us. Refresh us with the word, with all that brings to us this day. In Jesus' name, amen. When I first read this scripture, I was almost leaping for joy. Leaping for, looking at the possibilities for the coming of the Messiah. The second time I read through, I said, Lebanon, Carmel, Sharon, the blind see, the deaf will hear, highways in the desert. What in the world is all this about? As Isaiah is prophesying for us. A little head scratching, a little bit of confusion. But then I read it the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time to let it sink in. And then I could really see where Isaiah was leading us. Where Isaiah was leading us and the people of his day as well. 2 weeks ago, we heard about Leanne's message of hope that Isaiah talked about as well. Hope for our troubled lives and hope for our troubled world. Last week we heard Reverend Colin talk about peace. Right? The Prince of Peace, the Lord of Lords, the Almighty God, the everlasting Father, come to us, bringing us shalom, that shalom that's in our lives. Peace that God, in the birth of Jesus, that wonderful birth story, brings to us. Now, obviously, the text that we read this morning, and I'm using from Isaiah, is foretelling about Jesus. Some, though, would say this text is about a world of which I know nothing. There are still blind people. There are still lame people. There are still people, that have diseases that are uncurable. What to do? Why is there so much unrest in our world? Hasn't the Messiah come to save us from all of that? What do we do? And we all know that our world is in trouble right now. We're at odds. Our governments are at odds with each other. Tariffs on goods, tariffs off goods. New agreements that, take place of other agreements that were done 25, 30 years ago. We don't know where it will end for any of us. We see the homeless numbers go up. I saw Stephen, I don't know how many of you followed Stephen's post on Instagram this week, where they did the count one day, a cold day, I think in December 20 years ago. They counted 2,000 homeless people. And here we are 20 years later when they do the count again. Almost double that. Lots of trouble in the world. But Isaiah brings us the light. He tells us about the coming of this Messiah, who will make all things different. And indeed, if you read through some of his wonderful poetry, and if he had not taken a poetry class, we have no knowledge of Isaiah's background. But when he writes poetry such as, "Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf unstopped. Then the lame shall leap like a deer, and the tongue of the speechless sing for joy. For waters shall break forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert. The burning sand shall become a pool, and the thirsty ground springs of water. The haunt of jackals shall become a swamp. The grass shall become reeds and rushes." Beautiful poetry. I think he'd get a grade A in the poetry class. But as I was reading it, can you see those things happening around you in our world today? We're given eyes to see and ears to hear. Eyes to see and ears to hear. That our eyes and ears may be open to discover what God is doing in his own Son and in the world around us. That we ourselves become signs of the kingdom for those who are watching and waiting for God. We become those signs through our actions, through how we live out our faith. Think of Those things that you do that many may not notice, and maybe you don't want them to notice either, because that's how we were brought up from our Western European background. Go about doing things, but don't be too proud about it. Occasionally and hopefully we hold doors open for elderly people. Although often now you've got these magic eye doors that open for all of us. Or they slam into us if you don't get out of the way in time. But hopefully we think about others at this time of year with the food drive, with our sock drive, with the toy drive, toys that Donnelly has emailed about. We put it on all of our pages. We can help Colin with those 800 refugees, children in the North York area where they're being housed. Those are the things where our eyes see and our ears hear. We hear the call and we respond. We see and we react positively and in the way of giving. I had a nice chat yesterday at the checkout after I was getting my groceries and ingredients for chili. And, I watched as various people went through, with their groceries, barely saying hello, thank you, or anything to the checkout clerk. Of course, I get up there, but I'm Mr. Chatty. Asked how her day was. Has it been busy? Is she ready for Christmas? What do you think about this weather? At that point, it turned from rain into snow, and I was just thinking, what's it going to be like for today? Please, dear God, not another rain event. We had a nice chat. And at the very end, she said, thank you. My day is so much brighter. Something like that where my eyes were observing. And it didn't seem like anybody else in the world cared, except they just wanted to get their groceries and get home. Well, that's what I wanted to do as well. Same time, there's a person in front of me. How we make people's days brighter by reaching out and engaging them in conversation, holding the door open, thanking the person at the Salvation Army kettle. That's when I rejoice with joy and with singing. I don't break out in the song in public. Larry says good. I just saw him saying good. It's good that you don't do that. Otherwise I'd be a busker. But that's when our eyes, as I say, Isaiah says to us, that our eyes see and our ears hear. I think of some of the joys that have come into my life over the years. One of the greatest joys I've ever had is setting up with a number of friends and serving Christmas dinner at a men's mission in London, Ontario, where I used to live. You wouldn't believe the amount of gratitude. We just put the call out. We didn't know how many people would respond from the street, and all those that could bake a turkey, cook a turkey, bring whatever else as condiments and so forth, so we would have a meal. What arrived were 25 turkeys for a kitchen no larger than the kitchenette here off the West Reception Room. And we had about 25 people. I think we had more volunteers than we actually had street people. But it was the first time that I can recall in that city of London, Ontario, where anyone ever served Christmas Day dinner to those in need on Christmas Day. So it took those of us that were going to be alone choice or alone maybe because family members had gone away, whatever, to say, let's have our own Christmas celebration. But the gratitude, not only of the people that came in off the street, but all the volunteers, said, thank you for making this possible for us today. It's what my eyes saw, but this had never happened before. And I heard the voice of God say, then do something about it. I think that's where Isaiah is leading us. Another great joy just recently was when I was ordained, is that the choir, the church choir that I sang in for 36 years, gathered together scarves and ties and shirt pieces and sent off all of this to an artist out on Vancouver Island to make this beautiful stole, this handmade stole, where I get to wear pieces of my 70 or so friends who came together and said, we want to be with you during your ministry. They saw, they heard, and they are with me. I'll leave it up here so you can look at it afterwards. Now, I knew what it was going to eventually look like because the artist kept sending me photographs every few days, and she said, I think I want to do this with it. I think I want to do this. I had no idea what she would actually put together when she received this box of ties and scarves, and I guess some people sent some shirts and that sort of stuff. And I wanted it in blue for the season of Advent as part of my investments. And she said, what do you want for your next piece? So on the very back, some people will put a dove and some people will put a cross. And I decided to choose the letters, the Greek letters, Kairo, Christus, Christ. For this is the greatest joy that I share my life in ministry, here at Kingsway-Lambton, and in the greater community that we serve. This is why I rejoice with joy and singing. Now, I don't see the lame being healed, but I also know some of my dearest friends who have been stricken with well, for me, I don't know how they've lived their lives. Some have been stricken when they were children with the worst diseases and been paralyzed, but have gone on with their lives. That's when I see them leaping like deer. They've made their lives such a gifted and joyful life. One friend who over the years has not only completed 2 undergraduate degrees, went on to do 3 masters, and is now working on her 3rd PhD. That's what I say too. Wow, I could barely get through my MDiv. And yet that friend of mine never sees any of her disabilities as being getting in the way. That's where she sees her abilities. Great joy in so many people. And so sometimes I wonder, do we sometimes take this coming of the Jesus, the Christ child for us this season, just as though it's another year? We've got to put up the decorations. We've got to, prepare the way. We've got to have the holiday parties. Or do we embrace it with full joy rejoice that Christ has come for us. So that's my question this morning. How do you rejoice? How do you come forward and embrace the Christ child this Advent and Christmas season?
It is hard to keep your focus, for sure. It's such a busy time of year. But I like your idea that we just, it's the interaction with other people. The love that we share with everybody around. I think that's something that we try and keep in mind this time.
Thanks.
I get the steps in.
I really like your message today, Kerry. I think, unfortunately, Christmas has got in the way of Christmas. It's become so commercialized, and, really, I don't think most people, think how big Christmas is, Black Friday, billions of dollars, and it almost overshadows what, Christmas is all about. So I really appreciate the message of, trying to get back to, what Christmas really means, which is the birth of Christ and helping others and spreading the word. So I wish more people were here to hear the message.
Feel free to share it with us.
It will be recorded and put out on the YouTube channel. You can share it with your friends.
So here's the thing I found really difficult at Christmas is there are so many people who don't have their eyes open about these things. And as Christians who want to demonstrate this stuff, the challenge I find is being resilient in the response you get. So, we could think this is the best thing in the world to go and do something good, and then other people might be in a bad mood, and they respond. They're so taken aback because it's so unusual. And people are in such bad moods, it seems, lately, that, they actually don't respond the way you hope or intend that they do. And I think that's what makes it more difficult, because you get set back, you get discouraged, and you're like, why can't you see I'm trying to do something good? In the work that I've done with homeless individuals, what I learned as a very significant lesson was, and I spoke to a lot of homeless people and experts in homelessness, was the cynicism that they have towards these acts. People coming down on Christmas Day, bringing lunches. The homeless person looks at that and says, that's great, you're making yourself feel good. Where are the other 364 days of the year for me? So I think that's what is challenging for us in this season is it shouldn't just be because of the season. And we also have to really think hard about being prepared for people not to try and respond and accept it the way we hope they will, so we can feel good. So I want to be a better person. Like when you asked that question, I was like, really, I'm not doing a lot, I'm not doing enough, But those are just some of the feelings and thoughts I think we have to be prepared with as we approach this.
Thanks. It is. I look back at those Christmas Day dinners that we did. And out of that started a whole bunch of meals for street people in London. But not just because of that one action, but there was a number of initiatives. And it was initially to make ourselves feel better. What did the people on the street really need? Because you're right, it can be very much cynical.
I don't want to negate.
No, but it is.
Like it's a good reflection, a good reminder for us.
Because sometimes our good deeds, we're going to do this, is,
It's too.
Right. Thanks for that. And sometimes we don't think. I know we're coming to a week and a bit away from Christmas Day, and I think, gosh, have I really done everything that I can do? And sometimes I reflect back at what Paul Wilson said a couple months ago, and I think, if I can just include the others in my prayers, and think about that and offer those prayers. You know, is that enough? Or should I be doing more that has action in it, and for what reason? So, yeah. But how about joy? How do you bring joy into your life? Not just the joy that's sitting over here, but other joy into our lives with singing and so forth. How do we bring that joy into our lives this season? The weather doesn't preclude that, right? And as Karen pointed out, there's a lot of negativity in our society. How do we get that joy? And some people are just joyful all the time.
You might as well add on, so.
Sure, Adam.
Rebound a little bit here. I think what I'm trying to do is exactly what you did at the checkout. I'm trying to stop and actually engage with people that I don't know, and have a conversation, or look them in the eye, or just, I mean, that's another thing to tie into the homeless thing, is even if you won't give, or you don't feel comfortable approaching them, don't completely ignore them. Like, give people the respect that I think, you know, we would all wish to have, and even if people aren't giving it to you, just set an example, I guess, or like, that's what I'm trying to do a little bit more. Just trying to pull myself out of that hairy craziness.